The real red pill is that genetics matters a lot more than people would like to let on. You want to know the real red pill? People are made uncomfortable by the fact that our fate is in some ways unchangeable. In some ways unchangeable. In some ways changeable, but in some ways unchangeable. What people are really uncomfortable with is this idea that we are made a certain way genetically. And that can be tall or short, ugly or good looking, smart or dumb. People are made uncomfortable by the fact that that is a reality and that matters tremendously. That if you're good looking, your life is going to be way better than if you're ugly, and you can't change it, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you're ugly, you're ugly. You can't be made beautiful by science or medicine or something. If you're born ugly, you're just ugly. And it's just going to be harder for you. Now, can you work really hard to compensate for that in other ways? Sure. But you'll never come close to the sort of effortless ease that someone who's born very good looking will have. And the same goes for height. People don't like to admit how much height or looks or these kinds of things matter. It makes us uncomfortable because of inequality. Because that means that some people, life is just a lot harder for them than for other people. And it's not their fault, and they can't change it. That's what race and IQ really boils down to, is people that are fundamentally uncomfortable with difference and inequality. That's what it really is about, with human inequality. The fact that some will have more and some will have less, and there's nothing that anyone can do about it. And it's not fair, and it's not equitable, but that's the way it is. And we all participate in it. We all unconsciously will participate in it, and there are no societal provisions that can change it ever. That's what it's about. And that happens on the individual level. And you see this in self-help, where people say, you can be whatever you want. You can be whatever you want. You can be anything as long as you put your mind to it. No, you can't. You can't be anything. You can't do anything. You're not even guaranteed a full life. You can die tomorrow. You can die in 10 years. You can die because of an undiagnosed condition that your ancestors have been carrying forever, and you just found out about it. And it's not fair. And you could horrible things can happen to you. Okay, and that's just the course of life. But what's more is I will never be able to be an NBA player. I just couldn't. Genetically, I just will never, it just won't happen. Some things are just outside of our reach. And that's okay. And that's okay. Because what you'll find is that, and here's the real answer. The answer to inequality is not to lie to people and trick people so they feel better and say, you can accomplish everything. The real answer is acceptance of the fact that life for anybody is just cruel and monotonous. For anybody. For people that have more and for people that have less. We are fickle and we are suffering and our lives are monotonous. And we have to work, and we have to toil, and we have to die, and we have to deal with the degradation of our bodies and our minds. And then that is life for everybody. And yeah, some people are going to have more money, and some people are going to be more comfortable and have more novel experiences, but that's really it. And the real way that we can get along as a society is to accept inequality. We should accept some level of equality, that we all want to be treated with respect and dignity, but people are going to be unequal. And it is very sad. There is a great tragedy in that everyone has dreams and everybody has aspirations, and not everybody will be able to achieve them. Only few people will be able to do that. Only few people will be able to their capability will match with their aspirations. There will be this coincidence of what they want and versus what they can attain. Very few people. And the rest of us, not so much. And we've just got to come to grips with that. Now, it's from that where people get this ideological or this conviction that culture, and don't get me wrong, yeah, culture matters, but here's why people want culture to matter more than it does. They want culture to matter because that can be changed. That's why. Because life it's a little bit less cruel and uncomfortable to imagine a world where people are failing because of their own choice, because of their own fault. Why are the black people worse off? It's because of these fixable behaviors. And so to some extent, it's their fault. And if they could just be taught, or if they could just be removed from the situation, if they could just adopt a different behavior, well, then things wouldn't be so bad. And that is a lot of an easier pill to swallow, that we're all the same, that all the groups are the same, we're all fundamentally the same, we're all pink on the inside somehow and have the same capabilities in groups, even though we don't as individuals. But it's just a matter of people aren't acting right. People aren't making the right choices. And there's something in there about, and I don't want to spend the whole stream about this, but there's something in there about being too caught up in the material world. That's what it is. It's this attachment, and it's this desire, and it's this vision that these ideologues have about fairness and equality. And you've got to let go of all of that. You got to go where the facts lead you. And the facts are that what we've discovered in the last 200 years is that genetics matter quite a bit. And they don't determine everything, but they determine a lot. And it takes away a lot of what we thought we had control over. Things like lookism and the incel black pill stuff and race realism. What that does is it takes away a lot of what we thought we could control, and a lot of what we thought that our destiny was in our hands, and that some of us are sort of in some ways predestined to go down a certain route or to have a certain set of pathways. That's what it's really about. And some people they don't even care to look at the evidence. They don't even care to consider it, because they are just so resistant to that idea. They're so resistant to the idea that we don't have as much control over our lives as we think we do. And we don't have as much control over our fortune and our destiny as we think we do. That's a lot of what it's about. So when people, that's why to me, it's just not even serious. When people say, here's why I think culture matters, it's like you are just a child living in denial. You're just in denial. Because genetics are so much. You look at some people, like here's a good example. I had a bad complexion when I was a kid. I had a bad complexion when I was in middle school. And, and I was it really bothered me, because nobody likes to go out and have pimples and things like that. But there's nothing you do about it. It's literally just genetic. Some people will have perfect skin their entire lives, and some people will have horrible skin. And it's horrible, and they look like disfigured, and they can't help it, but it's genetic. Don't tell me that was their environment, that's their diet. Any doctor will tell you that's just genetics. And the same goes for so many other things. Hair loss. Some people have a full head of hair until they're old. Some people go bald very young. I remember I went to high school with a guy who was going bald, and he was 18 years old, and he was balding. Genetic. Don't tell me it was his culture or something he did wrong, and all the people that have hair were doing something. No, it's just genetic. Genetics determines your height. It determines your hair. It determines your skin. It determines your skin color, your eye color. It determines your likelihood that you'll contract certain diseases, what your face looks like, and yes, your brain size. And your brain size is connected to your IQ, and your IQ is shown to be one of the best predictors for success in life. And that's the thing that a lot of people just don't want to accept across the board. But there's some relief in it because it says it's okay. It's okay that we have poor people. It's okay that we have simple people. It's okay that we have ugly people. We should treat everybody nice. We should be kind. If anything, it's a call that we should be kinder because our genetics are just the result of fortune. And some people were born with good genetics and some people were not. We can't choose who we're born to. And that's why we should all be kind. And that's why we should all be understanding. And that's why we should all be respectful. And, but if we want to understand why things are the way they are, we need to understand the reality and the nature of things. And if you're trying to diagnose why these disparities exist, you're not going to find the right answer if you ignore reality like that.